Hi viewers, welcome to Shaker's Bio Factory for NEET. If you like this video, subscribe my channel and click on bell icon to get notification. In this video, I am going to explain one of the topic in anatomy of flowering plants. It is transverse section of stem. In plant body, stem it is a vegetative part develops from plumule of embryo during seed germination. In majority of plants, the total stem it present above the soil it is called aerial stem, but in few plants only the total stem present inside of the soil it is called underground stem. So some of the important functions of a stem is the stem it helps to provide support for and also it helps to evaluation of leaf, flowers and fruits in plant body. The main function of the stem is it keep all leaves to capture maximum sunlight. Along with that, it provide a place for plant to keep remaining parts like flowers and fruits. To understand the tissue organization of stem, we have to take its transverse section. In this, the first one is transverse section of dicotyledon stem. In the transverse section of a typical young dicotyledon stem, it can shows various zones as follows in its primary structure. The first part is epidermis, second part is cortex, third part is stele. The epidermis. So epidermis is the outermost layer of transverse section with a single layer of cells and it is protective in function. Along with this, the outside of this epidermis or epidermal cells, it consists of a waxy material in the form of thin layer. It is called cuticle. And cuticle it helps to reduce water loss. Along with this cuticle, the epidermis it consists of multicellular appendages developed from epidermis called trichomes, and these trichomes it helps to reduce water loss. So the young stem it may consist of few number of stomata. It helps to lose water. The second part in transverse section is cortex. So the cells which are arranged with many layers in between epidermis and pericycle it consists of cortex. In this cortex again three subzones are present. One is hypodermis. It is the hypodermis. The second part is general cortex and the third part is endodermis. The hypodermis. So in the transverse section of a young dicotyledon stem, just below to the epidermis, 3 to 5 layers of collenchymatous cells are present and this zone is called as hypodermis. The main function of this hypodermis is it provide mechanical strength. And the second part is general cortex. So the general cortex it is present in between hypodermis and endodermis, consists of a number of parenchymatous cells with intercellular spaces called general cortex. The third part is endodermis. So the endodermis is the last layer in transverse section with a single layer of cells, and these cells consist of starch grains in its cell structure. That's why endodermis is also called as starch sheath. So these are the three subzones present in cortex of dicot stem. The third part is stele. The central large portion of stem is called as stele, and in dicotyledon stem one important feature we can observe. So many vascular bundles. So these are the different vascular bundles. So many vascular bundles are concentrated or present in core of the stem in the form of a ring. So the future arrangement of vascular bundles in the form of a ring is called U-stele. With this character, we can find and we can identify the transverse section as a dicot stem. The presence of U-stele is the main characteristic feature of dicotyledon stem. The stele, it consists of various parts, like first part is a pericycle, second part is vascular bundle, third part is pith or medulla, a fourth part is medullary rays. The first part is pericycle. So pericycle, it present just below to the endodermis with sclerenchymatous cells, and this part is called as pericycle. And pericycle, it present in the form of semi-luminar or half moon patches discontinuously just above the vascular bundles below to endodermis. Because of sclerenchymatous cells, pericycle, it provides mechanical support to every vascular bundle. The second part is vascular bundle. So in the transverse section of vascular bundle, in the transverse section of dicot stem, so many vascular bundles are present in the form of ring. It is called U-stele. It is the main characteristic feature of dicot stem. So each vascular bundle is referred to as conjoined, open with the endarc protoxylem. So conjoined means both xylem and phloem are present on same radial wall and both are separated by cambium, but the condition of xylem is protoxylem is present towards inner side. It is called endarc xylem. So each vascular bundle, it consists of the xylem tissue and consists of phloem tissue. In between these two, well developed cambium is present. That's why this vascular bundle is referred to as open type. So the phloem present peripheral just below to the pericycle, and xylem, it is situated towards the inner side of vascular bundle and it consists of endarc condition. In the structure of each vascular bundle, so protoxylem, first formed xylem present towards pith. So it is the protoxylem present towards pith. And metaxylem, it present towards peripheral. That is the condition called endarc xylem. In between xylem and phloem, there is a cambium. Well developed cambium is present. That's why it is called open type of vascular bundle. This cambium helps in secondary growth. The third part is pith or medulla. So in the transverse section of a dicot stem, very large number of parenchyma cells are present with intercellular spaces at the center of transverse section. It is called pith. The fourth part is medullary rays. The cells of pith, the cells of the pith, these are present in between two vascular bundles in the form of rays, and these are called as medullary rays. The main function of this medullary rays is, the medullary rays, it helps to conduct food materials radially in stem. So these are the characters of transverse section of dicotyledon stem. Along with that, in the transverse section of monocotyledon stem, in the transverse section of monocotyledon stem, we can observe different parts from outer to inner side, like the first part is epidermis, second part is hypodermis, third part is ground tissue, and fourth part is vascular bundles. The first part is epidermis. So epidermis, it is the outermost layer of transverse section made up of a single layer of parenchymatous cells. And this epidermis, it is covered with a waxy layer outside of the cell. It is called cuticle. And in its transverse section, the epidermis may consist of a few stomata. And the second part is hypodermis. So hypodermis, it present just below to the epidermis, and This hypodermis is made up of sclerenchymatous cells in monocot stem. It provides mechanical support. And this sclerenchymatous hypodermis is a characteristic feature of monocot stem. It gives mechanical strength to stem. The third part is ground tissue. In the transfer section at center, many parenchymatous cells are present below to the hypodermis with intercellular spaces. It is called as ground tissue. In this ground tissue, in case of monocot stem, this ground tissue is not well differentiated like dicot stem, and the some of the parts like cortex, endodermis, pericycle, pith and pith rays are completely absent in monocot stem transverse section. The fourth part is vascular bundles. So we can observe one important feature related to vascular bundles. In the transverse section of a monocot stem, there are many vascular bundles. These are randomly scattered in ground tissue. That random arrangement of vascular bundles in monocot stem transverse section is referred to as atactostele. So presence of scattered vascular bundles, we can identify the stem as monocot stem. In these vascular bundles, the vascular bundles which are present at peripheral, these are densely present with small size. But moving towards the center, the vascular bundle size it will increases. Each vascular bundle in its structure, it appeared with oval shape and it is surrounded by a sclerenchymatous bundle sheath and it provides mechanical support. The vascular bundles are conjoint and closed type. That means it consists of xylem and phloem but without cambium called conjoint and closed type. And each vascular bundle have xylem and phloem but there is no cambium in between them. In this vascular bundle, the protoxylem it present towards center, metaxylem present towards peripheral. That condition is called endoxylem. And one more important characteristic feature of monocots, in phloem tissue, the phloem tissue consists of sieve tubes, companion cells and phloem fibers, but phloem parenchyma is completely absent in monocotyledon plants. Along with this, the vascular bundle it consists of some specialized cavities called water containing cavities. These are the main characters of monocot stem vascular bundles. Along with that, we can find some important differences in between transverse section of dicot and monocot stem in its anatomy. The first difference is the hypodermis present in dicot stem made up of collenchyma cells, but the hypodermis in monocot stem made up of sclerenchymatous cells. The cortex and pith is well differentiated in dicot stem, but the cortex and pith is not differentiated in monocot stem. So the endodermis is present with starch grains, but such type of endodermis is absent in monocot stem. The pericycle in dicot stem is made up of sclerenchymatous cells and discontinuously present in the form of semiluminar patches. But that pericycle is completely absent in monocot stem transverse section. The vascular bundles in case of dicot stem, these are present in the form of ring in stele is called eustele. But in monocot stem transverse section, vascular bundles are randomly present in its ground tissue. It is called atactostele. The vascular bundles in dicot stem are open type, but in monocot stem, vascular bundles are closed type. So cambium present in between xylem and phloem of dicot stem vascular bundle, but such cambium is absent in between xylem and phloem of vascular bundle in monocot stem transverse section. Due to presence of cambium in dicot stem, secondary growth is present, but due to absence of cambium in monocot stem, secondary growth is absent. In dicot stem, pith and medullary rays are present with the parenchymatous cells, but such type of pith and medullary rays are completely absent in monocot stem transverse section. One more difference, it is the phloem. In dicot stem, phloem tissue consists of phloem parenchyma, but in monocot stem, in phloem tissue, phloem parenchyma is absent. So these are some differences in between transverse section of dicot stem and monocot stem. Thanks for watching.